Hey everyone, this is Andy Petronic,
And Michael Stanwyck.
and we are here to talk to you about the lifestyle practice of support your teammates. The practice this week is to, in reflections, go in and comment on at least 3 different people on your team. Now, hopefully, you understand that when we say support your teammates, it's not make fun of your teammates. It's not
Unless you
heckle your teammates.
Unless you
know them
really know
well.
really well,
Right.
and heckling them is what you do best.
And if heckling is support, then okay, you know your people best, and if that will really support them, then great, go for it.
And if you don't have 3 teammates, you can always actually go outside of your team to the World Reflections and leave comments there. Strangers are always really tickled when they find somebody they don't know commenting on their reflections.
Yeah, it's not required to participate in the game as a team, but it's really, really helpful.
Right.
So if you are participating on your own, this time, maybe the next time we do the game, maybe you find 1 or 2 people to participate with you.
Well, and I think that's a really good point to bring up, because participating with a team is probably the way to be the most successful in the whole life challenge. Like being with people who you know, who know you, who know your struggles, who know your patterns, who know your behaviors, and who you see. Those are really. I mean, I remember one of the earliest challenges we did. We had the team with our good friend Taylor,
Yep.
his 3 buddies,
Yep.
and they
A
were
very unlikely crew to even do the challenge, right? In their 20s.
Yeah,
you know,
4
like
just out of
young
college,
guys,
all out of shape,
living at the beach in San Diego.
drinking beer, eating pizza. It was an unlikely group of guys, and they did it together. And by the end of the challenge, and this is one of our longest running jokes.
I think we're up to 220 pounds.
Yeah, no, Andy will increase the weight every time, but among the 4 guys, they lost almost 130, 140 pounds. Now, sometime in the future, they will have lost 1,000.
240.
But our joke is it was as though they started with 5 guys and ended with 4. But the point being was the fact that they were doing it together with people that were important to them and could hold them accountable, really in their lives,
Right.
was really, really powerful.
Well, one of the things that is really powerful about participating with people that are in your physical presence is you have that opportunity to actually do stuff with your team.
Right.
So we realize that the challenge is virtual for a lot of you. For a lot of you guys are participating around the world, and you may have teammates. You may have your mom that's 3,000 miles away from you, or your sister, or your best friend. And we all get very. I know my habits. When I go in and record my score, I actually have to stop for a moment and take the time to go to the reflection feed to look.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, and I only think about the game as being the game for me, for recording my score, it's very easy to just go day after day after day after day and not look at the reflection feed. So it is a conscious practice.
Yeah, and the nice thing about this is you have to do it before you record your score. So it almost builds in the practice of like the first thing you do being checking in on your teammates and seeing how they're doing.
Right.
I've participated on lots of different teams. I've participated on teams that have had people all over the world, and I sense the excitement of the people who are in another country who are doing it by themselves, except for the fact that they're with us. And their interaction with us is really what makes the difference for them.
Right.
So, this is an opportunity, if you're not in people's physical presence, to support people, to get supported, to ask questions, to give people props. It's the reflections can be a real honest and vulnerable place if you let it. And so actually reaching out.
They're not private.
They're
Don't
not
forget
private.
they're not private.
And giving somebody support and giving them a little bit of congratulations or encouragement when they need it can really make a difference for them, but surprisingly can make a really big difference for you.
Well, I mean, I think that's one of the big things that you learn when you go through, in my military training. Well, like when things got really, really rough for me, actually we practice this at the gym when we work out. When things get rough for me, if I go in and think about supporting my teammates and supporting them and helping them through, suddenly I lose myself in my support of another. And I get it. This is virtual. It's not, you don't have the same visceral responses that you do physically in the presence of another person. But this is your chance to support them in the way that you can in the challenge.
Yeah, and something that would really, really help is if someone's support helped you, let them know back.
Right.
It's if you want this thing to keep going week by week, even after this particular practice is over, make sure that people know what a difference it made. You can use the communication feed just like that.
There you have it.
So there you have it.
Support your team this week.
All right. See you next time.